Red leather, yellow leather,
Someone's
red
gonna
leather,
get
yellow
to it.
leather, red leather, yellow leather, red
Someone's
leather,
gonna
yellow
get
leather,
you
red
right
leather, yellow
now.
leather, red leather, yellow leather,
Someone's
red
gonna
leather,
get you
yellow
right
leather, red leather, yellow
I
leather,
like
red
bananas.
leather, yellow leather,
I
red leather,
like
yellow leather,
bananas.
red leather, yellow leather, red
Okay, we
leather,
got
yellow
good
leather.
levels, guys. We got good levels. Man, that was what nightmares are made of right there. That's the kind of tunes I would like
Your
to.
nightmare is my dream.
That's probably the kind of tune that I would like to play whenever I'm pleasuring an adult that's consenting.
Go on.
Man,
Of
woman,
indiscriminate gender.
So, guys, let's start off strong. Life in God's Pocket, episode 9. Let's get some weird sex stories. Let's come out the gate swinging with weird sex stories.
I came on a gate once.
Continue.
So on the episode that Jordan fucked up the audio, we described like various sexual encounters.
Nobody knew that until you brought it up.
yeah. Okay, so this could have been a whole.
We all knew that. But so do you guys have designated, not designated as an official, you can list it on fucking online profiles of just bars you will take fat chicks to smash that you do not want to encounter any of your friends or any person that you'd encounter socially? Because I got that bar.
You are that bar.
I like to refer to such places as the stockyard.
We're gonna tag ourselves a heifer tonight, boys.
So where is y'all's stockyards?
The boy. You're not done
Well, considering I'm brand new to this area, and the only places I've been are with y'all, wherever I've been with y'all.
Yeah, my stockyard is this place where we're sitting right now.
Well, I've been known to bring home some old heifers every now and again. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like my dad used to always tell me when we would get really drunk together, son, why would I buy a bull if it didn't fuck all the cows? Whenever I tell him about this story, he never remembers saying it. He's always amazed that of all the things that he's ever said to me, whenever I tell people about my father, that's the first story I always tell. He told me to fuck all the cows. He didn't know I was going to take it literally.
No one else has a place here that they take their fucking fat Tinder dates? No one.
The cows.
Nobody.
The cows also didn't know they were going to take it literally.
Well, my large and in charge Tinder dates, I take them everywhere because I don't care.
Hell yeah.
I like you make a big girl feel pretty.
Yeah.
Boy, she'll uncork that vacuum. You know what I'm saying?
So I uncork that vacuum? Is that what we're
She'll
going
let
with?
me drag the pineapple through that field. You know what I'm saying?
The butthole is a magical place, but I'm looking at everyone who's lived here for a while. You're exempt.
Oh, thank God.
Of
I keep looking.
no one else has a place where like I don't want anyone to see us here.
No, I really don't, to be honest with you.
I just do it at 3 a.m. but here, whenever I'm sure everybody's asleep, and I
Is
just
butt spelled with 1 or 2 T's?
Oh, what's that? What's
Ooh,
that bar
wait.
like when if you take Plumas like to like right before you California, like Plumas in California?
It's called Jordan's room. You take an upturn through the stairs and then take a right through that door.
So yeah, you guys want me to start off with some weird sex stuff? Because I got a couple things up my sleeve that my parents are proud of.
Let's hear it. What you got?
So I grew up a very, very conservative Christian, and you know they hated anything that wasn't missionary with your husband and or wife. So the first time I went to Guam, just bear with me here. The first time I went to Guam, I got super drunk and went to a whorehouse, you know. And this Chinese prostitute put her finger up my ass. Well, I didn't ask her to do it, you know. I didn't even ask to be there.
And then.
But I didn't say no, and I didn't say stop.
And then.
And then I yelled out of the curtained little room, "Hey, Brown, I need $200 more. She said she needs more money."
And then?
And then I had to pay him $200 the next day.
And then?
I don't think there's any more and then.
And then?
Story. Oh, yeah. Then that fucking Chinese whore stole my fucking cowboy hat.
Oh, and then?
Then I never saw that fucking cowboy hat again.
And then?
Wait, we need to take a pause because in Guam, do they call condoms cowboy hats?
No.
If so, you might be a father.
I definitely used a condom. So they don't use normal condoms in whorehouses. They use like these bags that like wrap your everything. It's like a condom, like it fits on a condom, but it like cups your nuts also. That was what I experienced anyways.
I think they just gave you like a sandwich bag.
It's like this thing that went over all your junk, and then and some middle-aged lady just be like, "Oh, an American, very nice." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right. Look me in the eyes when you jack me off." No, that was a separate time at the whorehouse. I lived right down the street from several, so.
You lived down in 2-1?
Yes.
Does anyone but me and Jordan feel comfortable sharing their weird sex shit
What kind of
on
weird
the
sex shit?
Intertrons?
What kind of weird sex shit are you talking about? Like,
It's like if your wiener was out and you feel awkward about it, this is the time to share.
I feel awkward about any time.
Oh, man, I got another
Even when
story
I'm
about
just
that.
peeing by myself.
I said anyone but me and Jordan. God damn it.
You had me at me and Jordan butt.
yeah. Wait. So do you want me to tell the story? Or? No, I
Tell
guess
the
like the
story.
weirdest would be like having sex in a car at a crowded place, or having sex on a stanchion with like a bunch of people around.
Cheering you on.
Shoot your shot, bro.
Yeah, were they jacking off while they're watching because they're a bunch of depraved fucking animals?
No. We were just like, there was just it was the bottom of a hostel in the bar area, and we like couldn't go to each other's rooms, and we didn't really want to take a shower together, so just against the stanchion. And we looked around, and like there were like people just like scattered throughout here or there.
Scattering like roaches.
Yeah, I had sex with a dude before too.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about that time you fucked a dude.
I never fucked a dude. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, he's
That was a
getting
chick.
pretty defensive.
Yeah. Methink the fella doth protest too much.
Hey, there's only one person sitting at this table wearing a leather jacket, so
I'm
I
cold.
think that's probably
I don't know what you want.
most
from me.
likely the dude.
Take
that
off your
fucked another
pants and
dude.
jacket.
I took off my jacket and I was still cold.
You get a leather jacket on and no pants. Like, what's
I
the
have
recipe here,
pants
buddy?
on. What are you talking about? My pants are right here.
Thongs aren't pants.
Do you spell
Yeah.
thongs with a Tongs or Thongs?
So let's
They're
get.
not They're not kitchen utensils.
No.
They're-
Hey, shut the fuck up. We got to get into something important right now. This is my show, and we're gonna talk about what I want to talk about.
Dictated that we talk about it.
Yeah, but I remembered something that we're supposed to talk about, and that is those fucking royal faggots living in that castle. You know what I'm saying? Buckingham Palace, House of the Ding Dongs. You know what I'm saying, Murph?
You know, it took one of her close relatives that just left, right? We figured that shit out a long time ago. Like, they're fucking crazy. Let's leave this place.
Jordan's targeting me because my family ended up here because we were fucking IRA, and if I had the opportunity to bomb any and all of the royal family, I fucking would.
Let's not get you thrown in prison on.
Hey, this
on the
is
third
all
episode
alleged.
of the
This
podcast.
No. This is a artsy fartsy comedy. This is a
threats.
Yeah, it's like, hey, yo, whoa, whoa.
ideologies.
Your
not-
terrorist is other people's freedom fighter, motherfucker.
I know that. But it's all about racism is racism in certain parts for certain reasons. Same thing with terrorism in certain parts
Put your mouth
For
closer
this-
to the microphone.
for this
ding-dong.
reason. Hey, you can hear me loud and clear. Put on the
The
headphones.
winners
Why
get
is
to write
everyone-
the history books,
Put on the headphones
And then revise
Try
them
it
as
out.
needed.
All right.
which is the royal family, and I have very bad feelings towards them. And I will leave it there
Well-
until someone pushes it farther.
Recently, Joe Rogan said it best when he said, "Imagine being a poor person in where the fuck that England, Britain,
England. Yeah,
where this
London.
fucking sister fucking idiots live in that palace. Anyways, or those kid fuckers. Anyways, what he said was, imagine being a poor person and then finding out the queen gets $100 million a year to renovate the palace, and she does literally nothing.
I know.
Is renovating the palace some type of euphemism?
No, literally.
I'd like to
Oh, okay.
renovate her palace, you know what I'm saying?
And everybody's like, well, the royal family's super rich. Well, that's because they've been taking money from like fucking Britain for their entire like generation.
Not just Britain.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's
Yeah,
the
let's
whole?
get
What's that whole
fucking-
area? What's that whole
The
area
UK.
called? They from all the UK,
Not just that area.
Australia.
This is a history lesson time.
I
We
don't
got
know.
a history teacher here, everybody. And we're going to talk about the history of how those kid fucking ding-dongs living in a palace in England.
Do we want to go back to the Battle of Hastings, or how recent
no,
do you
let's
want
talk
this history?
this Mary lady you're discussing earlier. Queen Mary
All
the
right.
Scots or something like
So
that?
we're not going back to the Battle of Hastings when Britain was essentially founded. Queen Mary of Scots of Bloody Mary, as many people know her.
She had really heavy periods.
She was really good to have after drinking.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I
She
was
was
just
how you wanted
confused as to whether you like bloody
Yes,
vaginas
yes, he
and
does.
post periods.
This dude is
Is that
all
what's going
about
on?
bloody morning after vaginas.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
The good thing about a chick on a heavy flow is that she's always wet.
So the history lesson: Bloody Mary was not named for coitus post fucking period.
So you claim.
She was a fucking cunt of Irish, Catholic, and Protestant shit was going on in Ireland, Scotland, a lot of places in Europe for a long fucking time. Bloody Mary was like violently Catholic, and then so she killed a fuck ton of Protestants, and then when her reign was over, the Protestants, like, it's an ebb and flow, it's a fucking pendulum of it'll swing to like one side or the other. So it went from Bloody Mary into Protestants got power and then killed the shit out of Catholics, and it's been going that way basically ever since.
I hate Catholics too. Fuck them all to death. That's what I always say.
And yeah, England has been this weird fucking thing. I will never call it Great Britain. Maybe I'll call it Britain. It's never been great because fuck them in their pussies with a fucking splintered broomstick. I hate them so goddamn much. So the monarchy has been this kind of relic ever since they got the prime ministers, ever since they got, democracy and parliament so the monarchy has been basically fucking useless ever since the entire world hated the shit out of the monarchy. Britain is like, hey, we'll give you a democracy, but we still want to keep this legacy of fuckery with the monarchy. And the monarchy's been this useless piece of shit ever since. Catch up to 2020. The prince is like, yeah, I'm not a part of the monarchy anymore. I'm moving away. And people are butthurt about it.
Well, I think the in Britain they really perfected the means of rich white people, this fucking poor people, in the figurative sense.
They invented and perfected it.
They really, those limey tooth, crooked, ding-donged motherfuckers.
I feel like Thomas Jefferson, put his own stamp on it though. He represented for America.
That guy mushroom stamped a lot of things.
Say what you will about his slavery ownership. He fucking loved multi-ethnic peoples.
Hey,
He loved making them.
yeah. He loved farming that hemp too. He was a visionary. Farming hemp. Hey, you want to probably think about building things out of hemp. If you make concrete out of hemp, it's a carbon negative process. It actually removes carbon from the air while it's like drying or curing, or whatever the fuck you call it, whenever it goes from, liquidy stuffy to hardy stuff, solidy stuffy. Well, I'm not a scientist. I'm going to school. I'm trying to learn all this stuff.
You yelled at us like at least 3 dozen times that you used to split atoms, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
well,
didn't split. You didn't.
I literally split atoms.
Oh,
Say
sure.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You personally.
Yeah, I did. I
took one
controlled
atom and
the
I split
equipment.
One of them.
He sat down there with a hammer and a chisel and a dream.
Do we want to have this conversation right now?
Do we?
We fucking
No. No, you're
I don't-
just.
I don't think we
you're
do.
Just a,
have a microphone. I feel like I have to shout.
you're a simple man who likes to make hemp out of or concrete out of simple products like hemp.
Yeah, well, I'd like to make your...
Tiger they Wade.
No, fuck that. I don't have a real name yet because all the good names are already taken, like Hempire. That was a taken name in the hemp industry. I can't say which one we're looking at right now because I just got texted. I messaged some feller. Yeah. Anyways, let's not think about that. I can't give anything away right now. There's some things in the works, I read academic studies. I'm learning things about sustainable hemp products,
Uh-huh.
And if you want to hear more about it, go to my website, slothau.com. Give money to my Patreon. Hey, guess what, guys? We have a Patreon now.
And then
For this?
Yeah.
Why?
So we can get free money, dog. You don't like free money? Hi, can this pledge right now? If in this
Who
company,
is this we you speak of, white man?
my people need to know.
no, I'm talking about us, the people. I want to give 50% of my.
Remember that time that Marxism got fucked up and turned into socialism?
Hey, I'm not a political fucking entity. I'm just a person with a dream, and I want to give half of my money to my friends for prostitutes.
Corporations are people,
I
my
wanna
friend.
I
Mitt
wanna-
Romney learned us that much.
I want to
You're
make
not wrong.
a charitable organization where I can pay myself several $100,000 to read a speech, and then I can give all the profits to my friends to bang whores.
just be the CEO of a nonprofit organization, and then we'll be all on your payroll. Like you could still pay your employees.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, exactly.
Are you a white man and you want to fuck?
Ironically connected to what Kyle and I were just trying to talk about.
And to Thomas Jefferson, who once said, "Who's that good-looking light-skinned girl turning butter over there?"
I'm just imagining exactly what you said. Some sexy young thing in a bonnet churning some butter. She's got hate and captivity in her eyes, and she's a wild animal. And she's churning that butter like a motherfucker. Hey, man, I can appreciate some athleticism. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
Probably thank Thomas Jefferson in a roundabout way for the NBA.
Thomas Jefferson, dunking on blacks since the Revolution.
What was his name? David
Ooh.
Stern?
Anywho,
He was the progenitor to David Stern.
jeez.
You know who I really like? That Grand Wizard fella.
Christ almighty. What was our topic so we can get back to it?
Oh yeah, that's,
I think every week we just come and talk about the illusory effect.
yeah. No, it's okay. I can cut out all the my associations with that Grand Wizard fella. Hey, his wife makes a nice pastrami on rye.
You're from Kansas. Everyone already fucking knows.
No, I'm not fucking racist. That's stupid. But
I'm from Texas.
I found that racism, like to treat somebody different because of their race, is wrong. But to make fun of somebody because of their race, I mean, that's
Those are
okay,
two,
right?
Yeah, those are two different things.
What if you treat someone better because they're of a different race?
Well, that's this.
That's just
I
favoritism.
fucking hate everybody. Why would I treat you better because you're like, you know, good at math or something like that because of your skin color?
Who did you picture when you said that?
Me.
What's your
I was picturing me.
favorite race? Mine's the 4x800.
110 high hurdles.
No.
You know who's really good at that? The blacks.
I hear they're good at jumping.
I was actually a really good hurdler.
Hey, I was a competitor in track, you know. I ran those distances. I jumped those pits.
What?
I got a hand job on the bus one time at a track meet.
Hell yeah.
That's why I was in track.
I was only in track, and I say track and field. I just did the field part for the sole reason of like, oh, I can throw a shot put and discus and get out of like 4 hours of school for 30 seconds of athletic effort. Sounds fucking dope. Sign me up.
Yeah,
You know who invented that? I think the English invented the shot put, didn't they?
They took credit for inventing it. They took credit for a lot of shit.
Yeah, but it was them, right?
Go on, Murph. Tell us about your love of shot put and how you feel about the English.
Yeah, keep going.
No, the Scottish had stone hurling, which was the progenitor, and then the fucking English tried to take credit for it.
I had pregenitors one time also.
I don't know if you've noticed how much I fucking love that word.
Say it one more time.
Progenitor.
Progenitor.
Oh, progenitor.
Forerunner, if you will.
Sounds like a sexy protractor. Let me my progenitor out, and I'm going to measure 69 degrees for you.
That's
Sexy
just-
protractor sounds like you just mean protractor.
God damn you fucking nerds. You will not bring protractors into this. We got goddamn robots to do all the work for us anymore. We don't need to use no plastic doodad to draw lines on a goddamn sheet of paper.
Maybe yours was plastic. Mine was metal.
Was it blacker than the blackest black?
Sounds like Kyle's was harder.
Yeah, well, I'll leave a splinter in you.
Sounds like Kyle's was lasting longer.
Are we getting back to sex robots like last week?
Well,
Sounds like mine was used to
dude,
fuck.
you know one of the first they're not even going to have an advancement. Model number 1 of sex robot vagina is warm and it vibrates. Like, that's definitely, like, you can't not.
Who's talking
like,
about the female sex robots?
Wait,
Well,
do the dude?
We were
sex
talking
robot-
about metal
Imagine-
genitalia a minute ago.
Imagine a big white buffalo with, like, a nice tight shit pussy on it.
I never can stop doing that.
You have, like, this big hairy thing to hug while it screams. However, you can have any voice or any sound you want. You can have it play Old MacDonald, you know, while you're just masturbating your penis into this big furry robotic monstrosity.
You can give them voices. Like you could have your female sex robot sound like Ross Perot.
Yeah,
It's a hashtag timely reference.
That's like 35 years ago.
well, he ran for president in 1994 or
92?
92.
92, I bet. Yeah.
I remember when my parents were like, "Oh, I want to vote for Ross Perot because he's going to turn it around," and then he lost the election.
He kind of talked like Yosemite Sam a little bit.
Yeah,
We're
Dana
old as
Carvey-
fuck. That was 35 years ago.
That was 35
94?
years ago.
No, that was
No.
24. Wait, what year did you say?
92.
92? Yeah, that was
28 years ago.
26.
All right, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
We're old as fuck. We had
25,
adult
29
cognizant
years ago. It
thoughts.
was 39
25
years
years
ago.
ago.
25 and I'm 24.
Well, you see, I was born in
27, but
1980 nickels and dimes, and I don't want to give out my birth date here. What if somebody steals my identity?
You were in the military.
So-
Everybody stole your identity.
You should,
Going back to the
safe, you
topic
give out your-
loosely. So we're talking of this 25 years ago election of just democracy as a fucking thing has not been on the map that long. If we're talking historically, for the history of the human race and where we're at now, if it's a blip on the fucking radar, do you think it's going to last?
Well, I have
Pass.
a lot of interesting thoughts concerning that because,
That's why we're here, for interesting thoughts. That's why we're doing a fucking podcast. Give your interesting thoughts.
Well, I just can't. I'm not like a Don Rickles over here. Let me think about. Wait, what was the question? Man, I'm super.
Do you think
high right now.
democracy? Do you think democracy is going to last long enough in time to make a difference for the human race because it has barely existed at this point?
Globalism is leading to plutocracy right now, it seems like.
Yeah, I think them Plutonians going to take over also.
Like, think about being back in Rome when they were like the fucking high end of the world, right? Like, they thought that shit was going to last forever, right? And then they all died. What about us? We could all die, and we would be the exact same, but because we dress a little better and have a little bit more technology, we're different?
Define better. I've seen some pictures of those Roman chicks in togas. I'd fuck.
And they all wanted to fuck, too. They all wanted to fuck.
Hey, if they're anything like
Which
that,
is not that much
goddamn-
different from Tinder these days.
Your Tinder's a lot better than my Tinder.
Yeah, well, around these parts, if you're trying to fuck on Tinder, you're trying to like really lean deep into that barrel.
That's why you gotta swipe in other locations, like North Korea. I tried swiping in North Korea. There were 3 people there.
Did you get any yeses?
No.
Did you send any super
Damn
likes?
American devil.
Yes. I got swiped no by all of North Korea.
It's kind of
All tree of dim.
funny though that Jordan mentioned, needing to lean into it to do Tinder here, because that's the first time that, you could really use the word lean to describe the Tinder scene here.
No, I mean, it could just be me, Like maybe all those hot supermodel professionally done pictures on there that definitely are not bots. They're just not interested in me, That's probably. I guess I only attract fat, ugly skanks.
But they tell you to email their Gmail by putting a space in between each letter. That's totally real. Say the word kumquat in the email. That's a thing people do.
I really want.
The rest of us get the fucking
The sex websites or whatever.
123fuck.com or whatever the
Oh,
fuck
hey,
it is.
I need you to go to this website and just put in your credit card number. It's no big deal. I promise we'll meet at this coffee shop and we'll like fuck in the countertops and whatever. Here's a picture of an asshole.
They lead with an asshole pic?
Yeah. I'm pretty forward when I come to app dating. You know what I'm
Why is
saying?
that sunset brown? Oh, my God.
I want to know how gritty my dinner's going to be.
That's disgusting.
I like to see what I'm getting into.
welcome to Reno.
Oh, dude. One time my friend, he went to this strip club in Topeka, Kansas called Baby Dolls. And he had this stripper come and sit on his lap, lap dance or whatever, table dance. And she gets the whole time she's sitting there, everybody keeps saying, like, who farted? Like, every time a different person would get up to go to the bathroom, everybody else would be like, who the fuck farted over here? And everyone would just laugh and be like, oh, what are you talking about? Well, finally, the stripper gets up and leaves, and my friend has this big diarrhea streak down his pant leg. And he's like, this bitch shit on me. Like,
So
what
it's
the-
like super bad, but
So did
all right, would you
that
guys
extra?
be less upset over period blood on you like super bad or diarrhea on you like Jordan's describing? Pick your body fluid, go.
Oh, dude, period blood, no
Period.
doubt.
Period
I fuck chicks on the period a lot of times. I never fucked a chick that has shit inside of her pussy.
you never did anal with a girl who's got a loose stool at the time?
Have you ever? I heard this. So I
Phil
know. I have a-
has opinions about this
Poop.
to elaborate.
Poop noodle story. Here we go.
Oh shit.
Poop noodle?
Tell us your poop noodle story.
I don't have a story. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking
Yeah.
about.
I don't want to be speaking out of school. But okay, let's just say this is like a sailor fairy tale.
Okay, so
Isn't the
There's
sailor
a
fairy
dude.
tale what gave us mermaids because they were fucking manatees? Because they have a human-like vagina? Isn't that where mermaids come from?
Well, they
They're
usually
called selkies in Irish culture, you dick.
We're not in fucking Irish culture right now.
this is America.
So if you have a nice hole that you're gonna stick your dinger into that's full of some dew,
Dong dong dong.
some doo,
Are we saying butthole, or was there doo-doo in some other hole for some reason?
no. Either,
She just,
let's let Jason.
She got ready to go down on me, and she opened wide, and oh my god,
So this is a
what's happened here?
this is a story that Jason recently told me that has to do with a sailor. Yeah, his name will go unnamed.
Yeah, we
And
don't-
then
We'll
So-
call him E. Matthews. No, we'll call him Eric M. Oh fuck!
all right. So, anyways, legend has it, said person was at a restaurant.
Keep
I'm not
your
gonna tell you
face
the name.
on the microphone, ding dong.
I'm not gonna tell you the restaurant name, but the waitress was hitting on him, and he was like, "All right, cool." And she was like, "Yo, I get off at this time. You wanna hook up after this?" So he's like having sex with her, and then he starts doing anal, and then he like pulls out, and there's just like he like runs back into the truck for some reason and heads out, and he looks back there, and there's just like a cow shit right there, like just shit
and
everywhere
then
in the bed of his truck. So he takes her home, and then he goes home, and he doesn't wash his truck out. He forgets about it or something, and then he goes inside, and he goes to take a shower, and when he's taking like a piss in the shower, and there's just fucking like brown like streaks like coming out,
Ew.
like
and
fucking
then
like icicle things.
He was pissing shit noodles.
Oh,
and
That's the name
then
poop noodle. No more and then. No and then.
And that's the way the news goes.
Yibbity yibbity yap yap.
So do you want to get into like the topic for tonight of like Joe Rogan, or do you want to do the Colt Gold?
Oh, you guys want to get right? Where's the goddamn intro thing that somebody did that one time? Cold gold. These jokes are super dope. How this segment goes. I wrote some stupid jokes and read them in order.
Jokes, gold arrow inbox. Jordan.
I emailed it to myself because I didn't print it out. I just-
Forward, what Obama did.
The punchline is to me. For my 6th birthday, my parents gave me a slinky. We lived in a trailer on a hill. I had to dig my own stairs like a fucking Chinaman.
God damn it! Read the joke.
Chinaman.
No, it goes that way. You guys are doing it. Oh, it turned off. Well, see, this is the problem when you use a phone instead of a piece of paper.
Just keep touching it.
Yeah, well,
Quality life advice, no matter your situation.
All right, moving on downtown, bring it around town.
Keep touching it.
Don't stop.
I can't wait to get computers constructed in our heads. Next time I need a paternity test, I can just spit on the little bastard's mouth.
Oh yeah, a little technology humor there.
Sometimes when I was young, I would smoke marijuana. Now that I'm older, sometimes I don't smoke marijuana. Fuck. It ruins a joke when you fucking stumble over your words.
Whoa, woke.
No, it was a shitty joke. It was a shitty joke. It's my fault. If the jokes don't land, it's because I wrote a bad joke. Okay. Just read it.
Sometimes I wish I had more money. And sometimes I fantasize about being fat. I never fantasize about having a red poof ball hat.
Yeah, stole that from South Park. Stealing jokes.
My old Slinky holds the record for the shortest time being a Slinky after purchase.
Real slinky heavy on the jokes over there today.
That's really a profound joke, I know.
Well, we're missing somebody right now, so I'll read his next one. I had 2 firsts with my Slinky. I haven't read more.
Hey, slinky humor is highbrow humor.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Yeah, it's a spring and a friend. I had 2 firsts with my Slinky. First toy I used to choke myself. First toy I hung from an electric fence. A Slinky is a hell of a conductor. My little brother was shocked.
Yeah, that was a stupid joke. We can't help it.
All right, I was going after the electricity joke. Fucking track.
Yeah, it ended with something about being shocked.
Yep.
It was a
new virus is on the loose in China. The Chinese premier assured the world that this isn't a joke. The speculation origin of the virus is a contaminated Coke.
did it?
What in the actual fuck, Jordan?
No, I must have wrote the wrong word. Like what? What? Let me see that. I copy and pasted
Hand me
it.
the phone, not the.
I wrote
not
these when
your
I
mic.
wasn't fucked up.
I'm sitting here pointing at this.
Yeah, the speculated origin of the virus is a contaminated Coke. You said speculation. You said speculation. That sentence made sense. I feel like it made sense.
Is it a joke or is it just information?
Hey, it was a bad one.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but it just sounds like you're
No.
telling us what's in the news.
Encyclopedia Jones over here. Reading us things.
No, well, I thought like you could put PP in Coke because that's like the old thing from the thing, but
TV?
that was supposed to be the joke. And see, it's not funny if you have to explain it. It was a bad joke.
What's wrong?
Okay, no, keep going. It's fine. There's gonna be a good one in there somewhere. They all can't be bangers.
2019 marked the 100th year of the women's suffrage movement. Let's celebrate 100 years of mouthy skanks. He stays away from the mic the entire time that he's talking, and then he chews on top of the fucking microphone.
Everybody, let's eat ham. Send us food. We're good at eating it. You can hear us
Oh, we're
smacking.
getting serious on this one. Let's get fucking serious. 34 military personnel were diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries after the Iranian missile attack. Immediately, the media sparked outrage. Then it was released that 34 soldiers were Marines and already legally retarded.
Yeah, we got some military humor in there.
Bernie Sanders is being criticized concerning a recent endorsement from Joe Rogan. A Twitter storm ensued claiming Rogan is transphobic and a terrible human. Bernie responded, "Joe is a good guy. He doesn't dislike trans folks. He dislikes dickless faggots."
I think that was my favorite one.
More and more states are passing laws requiring the establishment to have gender-neutral bathrooms. Finally, a society is catching up with the times. Cocaine is a genderless drug.
Yeah.
Why are there so many toilets in my fucking cocaine room?
And that ends this podcast segment of Cold Gold.
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Professionally written jokes by a not professional comedian.
And that's the way it goes.
He's maintaining his amateur status for the Joke Olympics.
All right, so
Just waiting
once
for-
upon a time,
No. God damn it, Kyle.
in West Philadelphia, I was born and raised. In the playground is where I spent most of my days. So, for those of you who don't know what DCI is, it's basically Advanced Marching Band. And I had a friend who did this one time, He told me a story about something that happened between their sets. So this is during a water break, usually a couple of minutes. They all sat down. People don't wear shirts in marching band because it's 90 degrees. You're running around 12 hours a day with giant brass instruments on you. You get tired. So one of the guys was sitting there, and he looks down, and he goes, what the hell? And he sees gray hair coming out of his nipple. People have hair coming out of their nipples. It was a little weird. That was gray. So he grabs it, and he pulls it like he's trying to pluck his hair.
Give me the fucking microphone.
I am the hairiest motherfucker in this place. Everyone can attest because they all seen it.
We made the graph.
There is a holy zone around the nipple where no hair comes out. No one who is hairy has ever had a hair come out of the actual fucking nipple. So go on with the rest of your story.
You think marching band kids are hairy? You idiot.
I guess that means he's in the marching band.
Not first today. Not first.
All right.
I don't know what point
Not
you're
first.
trying to prove.
Not the first person with their shirt off. Okay, that's a good achievement for the day.
Let's edit out Murphy's little interruption there.
No, let's edit out him. Let's edit out everybody else that has shirts on because that sounds gay as fuck right now to not have your shirt on.
Yeah, pretty gay. Harry Potter.
Second this time. That's right.
All right, so you're looking at your chest. You're seeing there's hair there.
I have to
So
look at it, I
what
just
I will
feel it.
say, your nipples don't usually have hair.
I'm
This
technically
guy,
third.
hey,
Right.
hey. Unusual for hairy people to have hairy nipples. More unusual for people who are not hairy to have hairy nipples. So the fact that it was gray and the person was young, that's kind of weird. So try to pluck it out, just take a, and it just gets longer. The hair just gets about a couple inches long. It's like, what the fuck? And the people around him are like looking like, that's really weird. And he tries to pull it out, and he gets about a foot away from his body. And at that point, he's kind of holding it, looking at it, and then they say, okay, everybody get back to your sets. We're going to start running through drill again. And so he's like, what do I do? And he grabs a pair of scissors, he takes it, and he cuts it, and he immediately pisses himself, shits himself, and passes out. Because somehow he had pulled a nerve out of his nipple and cut it with scissors.
The second time around, that still fucking sounds so bad.
Yeah. You ever get your nipple?
Going like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a shirt.
You get your nipple pinched? Imagine cutting the nerves with scissors.
God, what a fucking...
Fucking
like,
Dr. Asshole over here is just cutting himself. Oh, boy.
When I was 19 years old, I was at a concert in Tempe, Arizona at the Mesa Amphitheater. No, not Mesa Amphitheater. Marquee Theater. No, that
Oh,
was in
thank
Kansas
goodness.
City.
If you would have said Mesa Amphitheater, I was
Yeah.
going to walk out right now.
No, it was the Marquee Theater. But, God damn, you guys interrupted me. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, we have that effect on people.
Especially when we're all
Okay,
shirtless.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck. What was the last thing Kyle just said?
My name is Kyle. Have sex with me?
Nipples with 1.5 nerves coming out that got snipped.
Oh, man, I really had something great.
You were at a Tempe, Arizona concert.
Yeah, I was at the Marquee Theater in Tempe,
Kyle,
Arizona.
stop swiping on Tinder chicks while we're all shirtless. It's kind of weird for
God
us.
damn it. Dude, I had something. Oh, yeah, nipples hurting.
Yeah.
That's right. So I found a flyer on the ground that said 2 piercings for $40. So I went to this place in Tempe, Arizona. I can't even remember what it was called. But I walked in and there's nobody in the shop. It's mostly T-shirts and then a couple people that are like, yeah, we tattoo and pierce people here. That's for dang sure. I was like, well, I got this flyer for 2 piercings for $40. So pierce both my nipples.
For the record, Kyle's still swiping on chicks with all of our shirts out talking about nipples. I just want that known for the record.
Well, if you guys haven't noticed, I have petite nipples. Not a lot of needle to go through there, you know. So they pierced like the left one like crooked and behind my nipple, and then the other one is like also behind my nipple, but at least it's like parallel to the ground. Well, and so for about 3 months, like it would just never heal. It was like this crusty, disgusting like mess that smelled bad.
Ugh.
And I was playing catch with a football with my friends in the pool one day, and no shirt on, just being
It's the pool. It'd be weird if
pool.
you did have a shirt.
Yeah, just showing off my hot bod, with my friends that were my dude roommate friends. But somebody went to block the ball, from a pass, and he swiped my nips and tore my nip rings.
Oh.
And then I took them out and never looked back.
So my calculus experience has not been extensive, but all of the things I remember from my calc professor in college have no fucking thing to do with calculus forever, because he's the same motherfucker who got a speeding ticket on rollerblades for flipping off cops. And then one of his valuable, things he taught me, not at all related to calculus, was, if you get nipple rings, don't go down a water slide face first. I can't tell you a fucking thing about differentials. And
Well, let me tell you. No, anybody with nipple rings is going to remember that lesson. That's how strong, like having nipple rings is a strong experience. Learning calculus is not something that really, is meaningful.
Hey, my calc professor pierced my nipples. I think I had a strong experience.
I want to pierce. Never mind. Let me just hold that thought. Never mind.
we shared that story. There was something else where we're like, fuck, this should be on the podcast. What was that?
Everybody tell your favorite joke.
That too.
Here's my favorite joke. Women's rights.
But
But, sometimes funerals are a rough time for folks. That's why I just don't go to them, Because whenever you have sex with, like, a sad girl at a funeral, she just doesn't really have that, that spark in her eye, that they usually have. They just kind of...
She just wants to feel alive.
Yeah, she's just...
She doesn't have that will to continue living, especially after the sex.
But that's when you can usually get away with the most,
and then you go to the next funeral.
Then you pretend you know the other guy who died.
It's a slippery slope. Funeral.
Quite moist.
You would think, but I mean, all that crying,
Tears lubricate my ejaculations.
She made my penis cry.
Hey, what was that?
Spit on it, Paul. You're tearing me.
That's some good old Midwestern humor right there. I tell you what. It's hard. No, that's all I had to say. It's hard. Why are you holding the microphone out like that, Kyle? Oh, because you don't want to chew chips. Everybody's over here eating turkey and chewing chips.
It's not even like really a joke. It's just a weird statement that I probably must have been high or something. At the time.
dog. To the strip
It was one in the afternoon though. What the fuck?
Hey, as I proved earlier with our segment, Cold Golden.
Cold gold.
With Cold Golden.
Just cold
That's
gold.
exactly. Anyways, I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about. This is the problem when you drink and podcast. I got all these tingling sensations going through my nips. It's been a real roller coaster.
Did you guys hear about the one about the corduroy pillows?
No.
They always make headlines. Boom, boom.
Fuck you. I think this podcast has never been about the listeners. It's been about the broadcasters, and the broadcasters are having a fucking fantastic time.
Someone is throwing lunch meat at me.
Good lunch meat. Don't fucking waste
Is
that
that
shit.
what we're calling wieners?
Oh, jeez. Hey, we're not a fucking Catholic place here.
Hey, take off your pants, Kyle, and see if you can wrap that around and
Oh,
it'll look
shit.
like you're uncircumcised.
Did you guys see that the old pope and the new pope are like all up at
They're
arms?
beefing.
They're beefing hard, dog. Like
Too bad they don't eat pork. Wait, no, that's not them.
No, but anyways, before Phil said that thing that was fucking retarded just now, because I don't say anything that's stupid on my own podcast that everybody's involved in here. You guys are all equal partners. I already said I was gonna get half of my profits to us fuck whores.
Wrap it up here, Jordan. What's up?
Yeah, 2 popes. So the current pope is like, hey everybody, let's let popes fuck whoever they want instead of just like letting them fuck little boys in private. You know, let's change the rules.
Let them fuck little boys in public.
No, the new pope said that.
No.
And the old pope is like, I am outraged. You would,
No.
hey, you gotta thrust yourself into the service of. You gotta let the Lord penetrate your soul. You know,
they
you
said that they
gotta-
were talking about guys who were like in really like rural or because they wanted to have priests in rural areas and like they were doing that to encourage it, like, hey, you don't need to give this up, kind of a thing. Like if you're some old married guy.
Well,
who
the
wants
thing
to be a
about
priest.
track record.
of the Irish Catholic Church versus the
Here we go again. with
Roman
Ireland
Catholic
shit.
Church. Before the Roman Catholics tried to flex their dick around the 1200s, of like the Irish Church let their fucking priests marry. They let women be leaders of the fucking church, and then the Roman Catholics tried to flex their dick around the 1250s or so.
Have you
And
ever?
then the fucking government at the time had to succumb to the power of Roman Catholicism and all of that shit. Of the Irish Catholic Church had it fucking right, and then they had to undo it to succumb to Rome. And Rome, we see, is this corrupt piece of shit. Fuck Rome.
yeah,
Is the
'cause-
moral of the story.
and Irish people, no matter their faith, like the fuck.
Oh, absolutely. We fucking get around.
Yeah. There's no nook or
We're
cranny.
magical.
No nook or cranny this Irish fella hasn't been into, you know what I'm saying?
I'll knock your cranny.
Ooh-wee.
Crusty crevices that become moist.
Keep your crust off my collar, bitch.
Keep your moist in your mouth.
Which crevice smells the worst when when it hasn't been like opened up in a
Oh,
while?
dude.
Because like even if you have just like your armpit skin or like under your shoulder, if you don't wash that shit, that gets rank in a minute.
The worst fuck smells
Have
I've
you
ever
seen
smelled.
some fucking belly buttons on fat chicks?
No,
Because he has.
I'm happy to say that I haven't. I guess
I don't fuck fat chicks, bruh.
I don't have a fucking Tinder place to take fat chicks.
we're just high roading you left and right.
We have audio evidence on my experience with fat chicks. Have you seen some of the shit that goes on in fucking belly buttons?
No, dog.
It's not okay. It's really not okay.
It's a good place to store things. Like,
Yeah, not breakfast or lunch.
no, there's
together.
condiments. Mayonnaise, lard.
Ketchup,
heavy cream.
maple syrup, cheese.
Yeah, nice sharp cheddar.
Nice Gouda cheese in the fucking belly button.
An old wooden shoe.
I scoop mine out daily in the shower. Even that with like the hairiness of what can accumulate in a day. I'm like, what the fuck? Some of these fucking chicks do not do it daily. They don't do it weekly. I would like to think they do it monthly, but Christ on a cross,
It's a little.
evidence would
It's a
suggest
lot there,
otherwise.
bud.
Well,
I
you
was
know
gonna
what-
say, I've never cleaned my belly button.
You know what they say about belly button cheese? It's a good.
Good night, everybody.
Paparirano.
No, whenever people make cheese puns around me, I have to get a nice Gouda in there, you know.
Gouda.
I like smoked Gouda. It's fucking.
We are not
Gouda.
represented by anybody, but if somebody would like to give us some free Gouda cheese,
The American Gouda Council.
I'm
Oh, hey.
lactose intolerant, so I won't be
Would
happy.
you like
government
to-
cheese.
Just like have this recording set up and play either Cards Against Humanity or What Do You Meme on mic, because I feel like that would be fucking gold.
There are some podcasts in the vault I have from years ago that were recorded on a cell phone that were us playing like Super Fight and stuff like that. So yeah, it's totally we could totally do that.
Because one of the first times we ever played, like I busted out my deck of Cards Against Humanity was, I can't name her name, skinny brunette who dated our fucking friend from maintenance for a long time. Of the card got played of Smegma, and then
Schmegma.
whenever someone doesn't know what that card is, people around have to explain or they have to Google it. And then this person's mom had to tell her of like, oh, no. You don't have to ask that. It's dick cheese. As we're all at the table with this person and her mom, and we're like, people learning what dick cheese is today. That's the kind of day it is.
When I ran cross country in high school, my sophomore year, I put, we got team shirts. We put the name on the back. My sophomore year, my name was Schmegma. I still have that shirt. At, like,
Dick
my parents'
cheese.
house. Yeah. One of the parents, this chick that was on my team, her mom was like a nurse. So one day she's like, so what does Schmegma mean? I'm like, oh, it's a word I made up. She's like, oh, yeah, it's a word you made up, huh? She knew. Then she only asked because she knew.
We should just have a podcast of us playing Cards Against Humanity or fucking What Do You Meme on microphone.
Well, you buy the game. I got the equipment.
I bought
Cool.
both of them.
Because we started at this place that was below the top. Now we have traveled to a place that is not that place anymore that we were once at. That was the Charles Dickens version of we started from the bottom and now we are here.
Started at the bottom. Now we are a little bit ahead of the bottom.
That was the Mitch Hedberg version of started at the bottom.
We did some things. How's about it?
Stop, Paul.
Spit on it, Paul. You're tearing me.
That's what I fucking meant.
You got to give it like a, spit on it, Paul. You're tearing me.
Paul only ever put into my butt so he didn't impregnate me with no triangle-headed little redneck baby.
Yeah, we ain't going to try to have no uncle, brother.
My butthole was much tighter.
Then what?
I don't remember.
Hey, what's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea?
That was the joke I was gonna fucking tell.
I never had sex with a bean. Was that the punchline?
Yeah.
No, I know what it is, but
Yeah.
I don't want. I feel like it was a rhetorical question.
I mean,
I got tired of waiting.
I've
Sorry.
never had a garbanzo bean on my face.
Oh, I would always do. I would always do. I've never paid $300 to have a garbanzo bean on my face.
It's fine.
Same, yeah. Tomato. Tomato. Other variety of tomato.
I never had my mom garbanzo bean on my face.
What's a garbanzo bean?
It's it's something that you've never had on your face.
What's a chickpea?
Yeah, not even your mom.
I'll show you pictures later.
Well, you see, if there was a sailor in a rowboat or a wizard with a sleeve.
An Amish man and an Amish woman get married, and they're riding home in their new horse and buggy, which they got for their wedding as a wedding present from the parents. They're a quarter of the way home, and all of a sudden the horse stops. The Amish man gets out. He walks to the front of the horse. He goes, "That's one." He gets back in the buggy. Goes, "Yeah!" The horse keeps going. They get 2/3 of the way home. All of a sudden, The horse stops again. The Amish man gets out. He goes, "That's 2." Right to the horse's face. Gets back in. Goes, "Yeah!" And they're on their way. They are 10 feet from their house, and the horse stops for a third time. The Amish man gets out, and he pulls out a shotgun, and he blows the horse's head off. And his wife goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing? That's a new horse. We needed that. What are you doing?" The Amish man goes, "That's 1."
Yeah, because the Irish people don't fuck around when it comes to and horses.
He said Amish. There's a difference.
No,
Not to me.
oh, I guess I just heard what I wanted to. Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Go on.
I still trying to figure it
So,
out.
one time, I'm watching this shitty fucking dive bar, sat down, and, while I was minding my own business, just fucking these 3 fine-ass bitches down the other bar, bartender comes up, and, I just noticed him all of a sudden. He's like, hey, what do you want to drink? You're sitting in the bar. You're staring at these fucking chicks down here like a ham sandwich. You want something to drink? Or you're just a pervert, Sorry, man. I'm just caught up in how I'm going to fuck all 3 of those chicks tonight. And the bartender's like, what are you? A fucking magician or just stupid or whatever? Look at him like, no, I'm a rapist.
Oh, God. I told that joke so many times. So many times.
Oh, yeah. That's a good time.
What's
Rape.
the difference between your mom and
Continue.
What's the difference between your mom and 3 cocks? No, fuck me. I screwed it up.
Oh, well.
Where did Susie go when the bomb went off?
Everywhere! Jesus. Ow. Ow. That hurt my ears.
Right?
What the fuck?
Oh, man. If there's one thing I like, it's a chick that can be all over the house.
Blood everywhere.
We were talking about White Claws and how they're for fucking faggots who enjoy dicks in their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, you know what mythical holiday creature loves White Claws the most? With Santa Claus is the obvious answer. And then Kyle just comes at it from a complete other angle, like the Easter Bunny. 'Cause he fucks.
You know how stupid I am? When I was 5 or 6 years old, I thought the Easter Bunny was real because my parents told me he was real.
Dude, we were all retarded when we were 5 and 6 years old.
No, it makes me so fucking angry to think about that. Man, I just let these people lie to me for the first 14 years of my life, And then all of a sudden I was like, man, this is just a bunch of bull crap.
You know how stupid I am? I don't know if I'm in the right bathroom until I see a urinal. Every time.
Same. It freaks me out when I go to bathrooms and there aren't urinals in the men's restroom. It's like, am I in the right spot? Did I fuck up?
That first hallway, when you open the door, I'm like, man, I sure hope I picked the right one.
Yep.
Did you just have a Freudian slip and you say, I hope I picked the white one? God damn, I hope there aren't Negroes up in this bitch.
Hashtag only brown with whites. Oh, man. I've had people in San Diego before tell me that racism isn't real anymore. And these were middle-aged people. They're like, racism, it's just not a real thing anymore. And they gave some example that, I'm like, dude,
They've never been to fucking Kansas with Ice Mike.
Yeah. Go to Kansas was a fucking union state, and the most awful racists I've ever met were in Topeka, awful racists.
Ice Mike.
Ice Mike was one of those people. Yeah, I cut that story out of the last podcast because I felt like it was a little too I don't want to speak out of school. Holy fuck. We cannot. We did not even imagine the fucking type of content you have on this show. Dude, I saw Tom Segura when he came to Reno a few months ago. Macau? Yeah, Kyle bought tickets to that. Whenever I took Kyle to see Burt Kreischer, I bought way better seats than he bought for that fucking Tom Segura show. I just bought better tickets.
But
you
you're
know,
not bitter.
I'm just like, I'm just like more considerate of Kyle than he is of me. You know, I bought better
I don't
tickets.
like him. Man, I like this comedian. I'm going to purposely buy bad seats to hate him. It couldn't be possibly because I got them as a gift and I was sharing them with you and I was trying to enjoy the experience for all of us, you fucking adjective.
There's 4 letters in it. Say it. Fucking say it.
AIDS. You're an AIDS.
AIDS.
It's also 4 letters, right?
Dick. He was going to say donk. You are a donk. But donk. Okay, I feel like that's probably you guys want to call her quits.
I feel like we should have wrapped it up about 5-10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we should have wrapped this up about 5-10 weeks ago.
No, yeah, not with that attitude. All right, Patreon, slothayu.com. Get on our YouTube, get on our shit, give us money. If you don't give us money, you're a faggot.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe if you click the link below.
Yeah, click on the bell.
If you don't give us money, you're a
notifications.
faggot. And if you're gay, if you don't give us money, you're straight.
This is brought to you by a mini refrigerator inside of your mattress.
Because any mini fridge can just be a regular size fridge.
Keep chicken in your mattress because you sleep on it cold.
And it's a fridge that can be mini or regular sized. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye forever.